We're all witness to the Jonathan Gannon, Kyler Murray revenge tour, and it's a beautiful thing, Johnny Venerable.
Plus, how many good players under 25 do the Arizona Cardinals have currently on their roster? We'll tell you coming
Spoiler
up now.
Alert, a lot of them. They've got a lot of those guys now.
Hello and welcome in live from Studio K, presented by our friends at Circle K. It's the PHNX Cardinals podcast, your premier Arizona Cardinal podcast. Like and subscribe, leave us a 5-star wherever you get your programming. I'm Johnny Venerable. It's Brack in Studio K. Damon, Dawg, producer extraordinaire behind the microphone. How about our friends at Bet365, the presenting sponsor today? Download the Bet365 app. Use the bonus code PHNX365 when you sign up. Find out why when you signed up. It's never ordinary with our friends at Bet365. We're kicking our feet up. No game to preview this week. The Arizona Cardinals are on a bye, enjoying love and life. Are we, Bo? And it gives us an opportunity to ponder and maybe, dare I say, celebrate the double bird middle finger renaissance that one Kyler Murray and Jonathan Gannon are having. They won't say this publicly, but at 6-4 and in firm control of their destiny in the NFC West, it feels like, gotta be pretty good to be the head coach QB combo in Arizona.
It's a good time to check your checks and balances in your receipts, right? I mean, before you know it, you're going to get your W-2s back. Might as well take a little inventory while you have some time. And why not? Check in on what some people were saying before this season about this Cardinals team, about their head coach. I mean, you can date that back to the hire in the 23 offseason. And then you can check back before that as far as their polarizing quarterback with his play, especially most recently, is turning heads, all for good reasons. And the team is surprising a lot of people by being ahead of schedule in what was a tear down rebuild, being right in the thick of things with potential, I think, Johnny, to be like this year's Texans, this year's Packers team.
Yeah. I mean, we're at a point now with this team where this is who they are 10 games into the season. Like I thought very much they were their 2-4 record about 4 weeks ago. And now look at this. They're the best team right now going in the NFC, sans like Detroit and maybe Philadelphia. You feel good about where their trajectory is. We have spent, I want to say, the better part of our tenure on the show together defending Kyler Murray. I have watched this team my entire adult life. I have seen the other quarterbacks. This franchise has tried it out. And then we saw the malpractice, both from a roster construction standpoint from Steve Keim and really a head coaching standpoint. I'm glad he's doing well with Cliff Kingsbury now in Washington, but always had firm belief that Kyler Murray could do the job, and boy, is he ever. And then you couple that with the hiring process for Jonathan Gannon, one that kind of came out of left field. We have Benjamin Albright on this show. He broke the news nationally that Gannon would interview with the Cardinals. And then we fast forward a month later, or maybe about a month and a half, and the Eagles are filing tampering charges, and Eagle fans are blaming Gannon for the Super Bowl loss. And you had these two individuals from the moment they met each other at the Tempe facility. Remember that famous video? They came up and they dapped each other up and they embraced. And it's just like these two guys are going to go down swinging together. And right now, if you're Michael Bidwell and certainly Monty Ossenford, you got to feel really good about the investment you made in two very like-minded individuals.
Yeah, and like this bye week where you can kind of put your feet up and not have to do much. I mean, Michael Bidwell he's got the same to do with his franchise quarterback and his head coach. They're both locked in for the foreseeable future. Like Kyler Murray's in the first year of his extension. Like you don't have to think too much of that. I mean, unless he forces the issue to renegotiate that or gives you an opportunity, maybe save some, some cap dollars maybe in the upcoming season.
Yeah.
And then Jonathan Gannon's only year 2 of a standard 5-year coaching contract. So things looking good as far as that duo. But yeah, I mean, it's like I was talking to Jamie Lynch from PHLY yesterday on the Sunday Huddle with Adam Hogue of CHGO Bears. And he still brought up the Philly's still bitter about Jonathan Gannon. I see our guy Damon, Dawg, going to war on the Twitter streets. Yeah, there's still insufferable Philly fans out there blaming Jonathan Gannon for their recent, their downfalls.
Tweeted some crybaby yesterday.
That's what it is. It's just like, get over it. Like Jamie Lynch is telling me that Jonathan Gannon wasn't focused on the Super Bowl because he was busy, planning, running the whole echo of, Mike Florio, that he wasn't preparing for that game. Like my backside, man. Have you ever talked to Jonathan Gannon? You think that he would take some time off of the biggest game of his life to prepare for a job interview that he was already prepared for, like that he was preparing his entire life for, like his coaching opportunity? He wasn't talking school districts and how what house he was going to move into when he was preparing for Patrick Mahomes. That's reality. And people have these misconceptions, these false narratives around both of these guys. And I'm so glad that they're able to kind of push back in the form of winning, this early into their tenure together.
I don't know, Jamie. I'm happy that he's with ALLCITY.
Good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. That's an embarrassing take to have in November 2024.
But it's the recycled crap that, I mean, even with Kyler Murray, you're still seeing the dumb crap that we're always seeing. He's too short, video games, this and that. And it's played out. It's just from, for the most part, people who haven't done their research whatsoever. And like, this isn't Jamie. Jamie's in Philadelphia. I don't expect him to know the ins and outs of Cardinals football, but Kyler Murray and Jonathan Gannon were victims of previous circumstances that, they had to kind of wear that burden unfairly for, far too long.
Again, like it just comes off as uneducated, and like you and I can have strong opinions and then revise them as new information comes out. And I thought that that's what happened with Philly fans. I thought, like, after last year, when Gannon went into Philadelphia and smacked around their defense, right? I know he's the head coach now, but Kyler Murray and company, they went in there and they beat Philadelphia and cost them the NFC East. Like, that game cost them the division, and their defense imploded. Like, I was under the impression, like, oh, are we good? Like, you guys understand now? And I think also the shine has come off when Shane Steichen, big-time fraud in Indy, who is poised to go 0-2 for playoff bursts in 2. Remember, everybody's like, oh, Shane Steichen's a flipping genius. He looks pretty average to me. He benched his franchise quarterback that he helped select for Joe Flacco. Here, meanwhile, there's Jonathan Gannon. It just went, when Kyler Murray's in line for Jonathan Gannon, guess what? Winning team, winning franchise. Play like, this defense has no business. I think they're like 14th overall defensively. Look at their players, and then look at Philadelphia's players. Here's what's happening in Philadelphia. Fangio is doing a nice job against a dog meat schedule. You pointed out the Eagles' schedule is like 300 in strength of schedule. It's trash. It's like the ACC schedule. But Vic Fangio's having a nice year, and kudos to Vic Fangio. I like Vic Fangio fine. So now the Eagle, they're puffing their chests out.
Right.
They get to play they get to play Cooper Rush every week, and they're like, we didn't need JG. Once again, he cost us the Super Bowl. It's like, come on, let's use our big boy brains and big girl brains and say, hey, we're happy with where we're at. And also, Jonathan Gannon had 70 sacks for our defense. 17 interceptions. How can you look at what the Cardinals are doing now?
Gets to go up against Mike McCarthy, who's dialing up passing plays while his top receiver has to look into the sun and try to catch the football. That's what, and they're like, Vic Fangio, man, he's secret
who we
sauce.
Wanted the whole time.
It's Cooper Rush, it's Trey Lance, it's Trevor Lawrence. I mean, in between there's Joe Burrow. That's a good win. Danny Dimes, Deshaun Watson before he goes down. It's just, Spencer Rattler mixed in there. It's the most fraudulent, bunch of quarterbacks you've ever seen. And you got Damon having to go on Twitter and defend the honor of Jonathan Gannon because people are like, remember when JG cost us Vic Fangio? It's like, get out of here.
Well, that's what I was going to ask about. What was keeping Vic Fangio from sticking around as an advisor to be being promoted to the defensive coordinator role? What precludes that from happening when Jonathan Gannon takes that job?
We had people on our show, Damon, right after it happened and basically would tell us to our face, the writers from Philadelphia, that the Eagles thought they were upgrading going from Jonathan Gannon to Vic Fangio. Like they were like that, they would have done that move anyway. It would have been for the best interest of the team. You think you're upgrading over a guy who just had 70 sacks and 17 interceptions? Like, I get it. You didn't have a fun Super Bowl experience against Patrick Mahomes. Newsflash, most teams don't. I'm sorry that didn't work out for you. He gutted San Francisco. He allowed one touchdown in the playoffs per game.
Yeah.
And now look at the Cardinals. The Cardinals are literally the most overachieving defense I think that I've seen for the Cardinals in my lifetime. I've seen defenses with Chandler Jones that are like bottom feeders in the NFL. Look at this team. So we're doing the revenge tour for K1 and JG because they can't come out and do it themselves unless it's on an NFL Sunday field. I feel like with Kyler Murray, it's like he's getting his love nationally, which is great, but you can tell like he's not consuming it. Every presser he has, Bo, whether it's with you or whomever, it's like straightforward, not satisfied. Right. We've had fool's gold seasons before. This is not where we wanted to be. Layer, because he knows Brock Purdy is not in the same league as Kyler Murray. Not even close. Geno Smith, bro, and then Matthew Stafford, which, Damon, let's cue it up one more time for those who forgot. The LA Rams. What we like to say about the LA Rams? They're dead. They've never been more dead.
I didn't know we had a chant. I didn't know that we had like kind of a song that we had to sing.
I know we don't have a song, but we do have this.
Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I almost went into the Imperial March there, but
that's totally fine. It's funny with the LA Rams. If no Aaron Donald, suddenly they just are awful. They just look terrible. They couldn't do anything last night. But all right, so
Ronnie, I heard we got an update to this image that was obviously taken a while ago on September 15th. But this picture was just taken, I believe, yesterday.
Nice job. Oh man! So for our pod listeners, Rams on their headstone 2024 season, its death was early September, and then also they died, just yesterday.
Well, they lived for
11th.
a week,
yeah,
and then somehow they came back to life.
They did.
Miraculously, and then they lived for damn near 2 months until they suffered another cruel, fateful death.
People in the chat saying the Rams aren't dead yet. Come on, they're the deadest of the dead. They've never been more. They lost to Tua last night, who tried to make a diving interception tackle with his head again. They lost to that. They couldn't score points.
There was a time during the game. It was the most unwatchable football of 2024. Where both teams just kept turning the ball over, like right around the same side part of the field in the second quarter, I think. I'm like, I'm trying to watch this. I'm trying to consume this, but this is just bad football. Like nobody wanted to win. And then the Dolphins came out in the second half and like slowly but surely put that game in the bag.
The Rams legitimately could have like 1 to 2 wins right now. If you look at their schedule, like they barely won last week. Remember that? They came back like last minute. Here's what I'm about to give you the hottest of hot takes here on this revenge tour. Sean McVay, fraud without Aaron Donald. Huge fraud. Aaron Donald leaves, fraud city. What's their plan? Stafford's toast. Cooper Kupp, they talked about trading him. Everybody, I like Peter Schrager fine.
Yeah.
Schrager's like slobber all over the place on Jared Verse, like so obvious. Defensive rookie of the year. Hey, Peter, let's, number one, finish the season, please. Number two, the Rams are no one cares about Jared Verse today and his hollow sack number. Why don't you pick a guy on an irrelevant team? But he's just carrying water for Sean McVay. The Rams are dead. McVay's a fraud.
I'm not prepared to call Sean McVay a fraud at 38 years old with this. I don't know
if I've ever seen a bigger fraud
on his resume.
I think if you were giving me a random franchise, I don't know if this is a crazy take, but if you were like, you're starting a franchise tomorrow and you get to pick any coach in the league, you don't know any of your players, I think I'd take McVay.
Yeah, I think he's in that conversation, no doubt about it.
Not me.
Who would you take, JG?
Mm-hmm. Then you answered the question for me. Easy.
Love it.
Easy.
Guts.
We got so much fun packed into the show today. Bo and I and Damon have ranked. The Cardinals have a ton of young talent on this team. like this video if you're happy about the young talent this team has.
Yeah.
We're gonna do something that has been almost impossible to do during the Keim era. We're gonna rank the top 10 under 25 on this roster. The top 10 Arizona Cardinals under 25 right now. So no Kyler Murray, no Zaven Collins. Some of these older guys couldn't put my boy Chad Ryland on there. He's 25, but we're gonna do our best.
Rolo
24 and under.
Damn.
I'm gonna tell you what, it was tough. Some of these were tough.
I can't wait to see it.
Can't wait
to see the final list panned out.
It's gonna be glorious. We're gonna get to it right around the corner here on PHNX Cardinals. We're having fun today, and that's what you do when you're in first place, when you're winners like us and our friends. You can be a winner with Bet365. Use the bonus code PHNX365 when you sign up. Bet365, official sports betting partner of PHNX Sports, has 90 million users worldwide, live streamed 780,000 events each year, and they've pioneered live in-game betting, friends. Bet365 offers the widest range of games and markets available for live in-game betting. Perfect time to dabble with our friends at Bet365. NBA, NFL, NHL, college sports, right? College basketball, college football, all of it's available at the drop of a dime with our friends at Bet365. All you got to do right now, download the app. It's elite. Use the bonus code PHNX365 when you sign up. Deposit just $10, place $5 or more on a bet, you get $150 in bonus bets. And then just like put all that on an easy money line, and you're cashing out with the green with our friends at Bet365. Again, $150 in bonus bets. Find out why, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary, Bo and Damon, with our friends at Bet365. You got to be 21 years and up. You got to be physically located here in the great state of Arizona. If you were someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Text NEXT STEP to 53342 or visit problemgamblingazbo.gov for more information. I don't know why I said your name in the middle of that ad read, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, I appreciate it, though. It's just nice to hear. Also nice to hear my favorite sales associate over at Sanderson Ford call my name as well. Say, welcome back in. Let's take a look at some of this fine inventory.
You talking Ron right now?
I'm talking Ron. You know Ron. Ron's the man. And
I'd like for you guys to get me in touch with Ron so I can get my truck.
No, okay? he knows exactly that you're not about that truck life. He'll give you a good look at some of the EVs, and that's great. That's admirable. Look, so speaking of admirable, I mean, talk about giving back. That's what Sanderson Ford's all about. They donate, support St. Mary's Food Bank, Southwest Autism and Research Center, military assistant missions, so much going on. And they thrive on their no hassle, no pressure, no nonsense sales approach. They just want to show you great vehicles, right? And then if the price is right for you, if it fits what you want, as far as your vehicle, your car payment, then let's make a deal. They've got the new 2024 F-150 trucks right now at 3.9 APR financing for 66 months plus $4,000 cash back. Similar savings, over 900 new and pre-owned vehicles on the lot. Don't miss the Sanderson Ford Black Friday thank you sale. It's going on right now through November 30th. The OAC through Ford credit up to $4,000 cash back requires a trade-in of 95 or newer vehicle. Offers expires by the end of November 30th.
I could see Johnny driving like one of those Ford Mustang Mach-E's. Have you seen those? The new Mustang SUVs? That'd be pretty baller.
That'd be cool. That's about the coolest car Johnny could pull off.
That's an electric vehicle.
Yeah.
I'm ready to burn some gas. I don't give a you know what about the environment. I'm ready to rip it up. Like this video. We got almost 600 watching. Everybody drop a like here. Subscribe to PHNX Sports. Ben, the Cardinals fan, saying, get that EV, Johnny. I'm gonna decide what I'm gonna get, Ben. And maybe I'm a truck guy now. I need a step stool. Let's get it going. Everybody's crushing it here on a football Tuesday. It's just a good time to be an Arizona Cardinal fan. So much good mojo, juju around this team. So much so that, ranking season.
Yeah, put that on the screen.
What's that?
The Santa Clara fella.
What we got? We got a
Kyler afraid of the Niners? Kyler just marched down the field on the Niners for a game winner.
Let me tell this guy. I don't know who you are, friend. Great to have you. Drop a like, maybe a super chat if you're feeling generous. The Niners run is over. The Niners are done. Your tight end is broken. Your left tackle is 100. McCaffrey has 2 broken legs. It's over. I cannot wait, Santa Clara fella. Let's celebrate the day you give Brock Purdy $65 million. That's going to be a day to celebrate. Congrats on that.
Stick me on the graphic where I have to put his cartoon head on a guy closing a window, and it's going to have the 49ers logo on the background.
I'm here for it. I'm here for that type of content. I need it. And I need it as early as next month.
Listen, we usually reserve ranking season for the off season, right? And there'll be plenty of that draft season, ranking season. But I thought today it was a good time to evaluate the young players on this team and how blessed we are. The ascension of this Cardinal roster. Give credit to JG, Monty Ossenford, because I think when everybody looks at this list, it's the top 10 under 25 on the Cardinals roster. It's got to put in perspective like, hot damn, Cardinals have come a long way. So without further ado, let's take a look. The top 10 Cardinals under 25 right now. Trey McBride leads it off. He's 24 years old. What I think unequivocally a top 2 tight end in the NFL. If you want to throw George Kittle in there, who I think is like 40 years old, we're going to do that. Trey McBride, first overall, followed by Paris Johnson Jr., the best left tackle this franchise has had in 30 years since Lomas Brown. Little MHJ action. Marvin Harrison Jr., 22. I believe Garrett Williams is 23. And I still have hope. Darius Robinson at 23 years old. We should see his debut sooner rather than later. What do you think about the top 5, Bo Brack, Cardinals under 25?
I absolutely love them. And I think they're interchangeable. I really do. Like on any given Sunday, you can swap these guys around because like Garrett Williams, 4 seems a bit disrespectful, but then you like, who do you move down? And, I think, Paris Johnson can lay claim to number 1. I think MHJ has his flashes where he and probably soon will have claim to number 1 as the best Cardinal under 25. But the way things are trending right now, just the playmaking from Trey McBride, I think that sure you can keep him at 1, and I think it could change as early as this season, just with how these guys are trending. And then Darius Robinson, that's a projection 27th overall pick. That's based on what we saw in training camp, preseason action, and what we hear from the organization. Like they're very high on D-Rob. They can get him out there. I think he'll quickly show people that he is absolutely one of their best young players. But this top 5, I love it. And if you're a Cardinals fan, you have to be very excited about this ascending team.
Darius Robinson, the question is not, can he play? Like, I think we're still asking, like, can BJ Ojulari, like, be a good player in the NFL? I think that's a fair question, right? There are questions out there, like, we don't know what kind of player Elijah Jones is as a top 100 pick, right? Tip Ryman, Isaiah Adams, trending in the right direction. Darius Robinson, we saw with our eyes, and then sources close to the team, best front 7 player they had during training camp. It is not a question of ability and how he's going to fit and the plays he's going to be making. He just get his hamstring healthy, or his calf, excuse me, and he's going to be ready to go. Like, so if you get a handful of games this year, awesome. We know, barring like a fluke injury again, he's going to be an impact player for them. Like, we've heard people close to the situation, like that's a check mark. It's a done deal. Yeah. Now he's got to put it together and stay healthy. It's like what we said for a long time about K1, get through a season healthy. The ability with if Darius Robinson had been healthy all year, I think he attributes to at least one more win. I think he's got 5 or 6 sacks. I think he's got tackles for loss. Like, he is that kind of impact defender. So I have no problem putting him in the top 5.
Yeah. You want to get to the rest of the list here?
This is where it got a little bit tougher. Yeah. And you can look at positional value. That can be a part of it too. And the resume, Damon, let's look at the 6 through 10. And I think based on resume, the plays that he's made, not only this year, but last year, what he means to the locker room, he's the number 2 receiver on the Cardinals by position group. Number 2 receiver. You could argue Trey's the number 1 receiver on the team. Michael Wilson at number 6. Any issue with that?
No. And I talked to Mike today, and he's excited to jump on with us next week. He's going to enjoy some downtime, some R&R as he gears up for the Cardinals stretch run here. But I think he's somebody who's absolutely steadied the waters from the quarterback position to the newcomers to the wide receiver room. He's been instrumental in that. And also, what he's been able to do for his own career, his own second season. Sure, we'd love to see some more productivity from him, but I think we know that that's going to come with time. He's played that Z wide receiver spot very well for the Cardinals and come up with some clutch catches. 3 touchdowns this season, nothing to kind of turn your nose up at. But yeah, I think that he's kind of a wise beyond his years under 25 guy, and it's kind of crazy to see considering that he spent so much time at Stanford before coming in the league.
I also think this is no disrespect. Like he doesn't benefit from this offense yet. This is a run heavy offense. So there are
what
limits.
He does as far as he's probably their best blocking.
Right. But gaudy numbers, right? To
Yeah.
put, we watched Miami's offense last night, and I know they didn't score a bunch of points, but we know how that offense operates. There's a lot of screens. There's a lot of, Tua throws the ball a ton. You watch the clips that are being broken down, all 22 from the last 2 weeks of this team, and it's 3 tight ends. It's Tip Ryman, Elijah Higgins, and Trey McBride. So there will be more opportunities for Mike as this offense continues to evolve. We're a huge fan of his. And again, he's an ascending player that I hope is with this franchise for a long time. Max Melton comes in at number 7. When Max Melton now has taken over the starting outside corner job, you would assume from Sean Murphy-Bunting, has looked fantastic during this 4-game winning streak. When he was asked to come in after Murphy-Bunting got hurt against the Chargers and really hasn't missed a beat. I thought he battled against Tyreek Hill. He's battling Garrett Wilson, right? He's battling DJ Moore. It's like, hey, guy who played at Rutgers, who's a rookie, can you guard the top receivers? He's got the physical attributes. And JG was so high on him. He was a hand selection. Max Melton's going to continue to ascend on this list, in my opinion.
I think right now, I probably have Star ahead of Max Melton.
Okay.
But I understand, I think the projectability is as far as Melton, and it could happen as early as next week, next game that Melton takes that. But Starling Thomas has been so steady and has played more snaps this season. I would take Starling Thomas, but I understand it. It's a 2nd-round pick versus a guy who didn't make his first NFL roster in Starling Thomas, who benefited from the Cardinals having, the first year of a rebuild to kind of jumpstart his NFL career. But I like Starling Thomas. If you're looking at 2 players at the same position, I think I just give the edge to Star, but I get where you're coming from with Melton as a premium pick.
Well, it's the same argument I think I make about Darius Robinson versus Dante Stills. Yeah. Stills is the more productive one, but the ceiling and what we've seen. So these are interchangeable. Stills has been a really good stalwart, and it leads the team in sacks right now. A 6th-rounder out of West Virginia, just very steady. And then we round the list out with Trey Benson and Starling Thomas. Benson has come on in recent weeks. The last probably, 2 guys, maybe, if you want to bump Starling Thomas up a little bit higher, Trey Benson, Dante Stills, interchangeable. And then I'm seeing a lot of love for Tip Ryman in here, Bo. So if you had your pick, who am I missing? Who is omitted? Who would you take off?
Yeah, that's where it gets tough. This is your NCAA field of 68.
Yeah.
And you've got the first 4 out. I think Tip, just because what he doesn't show up in the box scores.
Mm-hmm.
But who do you drop? Do you drop? Yeah. Trey Benson. Do you drop Trey Benson out? I don't think you do.
No.
I think Tip is if you were to go to 11, you could put him at 11. I think you could put at 12 a Rabbit Taylor Demerson. And then
or an Elijah Higgins or somebody like that.
Yeah, or Elijah Higgins, or that's about it.
I'll tell you what I'd do.
Okay.
I would probably put Starling Thomas either right below Max Melton or right ahead of him, kind of in succession of each other. I'd drop Dante and Trey Benson down, and then I'd probably take off Trey Benson for Rabbit, to be honest. I think Trey,
even after 1 game starting, you're ready.
I really liked what I've seen from him. Every time he gets an opportunity to make a play, he does so. And Trey Benson looked good last week, but he also hasn't looked good in other games. Whereas I haven't seen Rabbit look bad at all.
There was an immense amount of trust. He played every snap last game. He went from barely playing to where they're like, oh, JT's out. Okay, play all 58 snaps, and he did, and he came up with clutch plays. He's just one of those guys where he's a victim of circumstance where you've got JT and Budda in front of him at his position, and Trey Benson. I think that they give a little bit more opportunities. 66th overall pick, and obviously just the wear and tear that they don't want James Conner to take at the running back position, and then also understanding that what he can do as a playmaker potentially for this team down the stretch. I don't know. For me, like, you can make your case and you can sway me. Yeah. Did you ever consider Victor Dimukeje for this list?
I did not. No, and
And I know that you were probably gutted to find out that Baron Browning was 25 on the nose.
It's under 25. It's under.
Yeah, 25. I know.
Oh, gotcha. Tip Ryman was in serious consideration. Like, I almost put him in here. Here's why I didn't. Just
no boy.
To your point. No. Just because the impact on the game, you question it compared to some of these other guys. But then you watch like the All-22, Tip Ryman plays a ton. He is on the field all the time. I watched some of those counter pull plays that they ran on All-22 this week. He is leading. He's like a lead blocker. So listen, Chad Ryland's also 25, Ian. Great guess though.
LVL7 with a good one. This XT, Xavier Thomas.
I mean, we could have done a top 20, which is insane. Shows you how far this franchise has come, but none of your opinions are wrong. I just feel, do you feel like the top 5 is unarguable based on draft position? Like those 5 guys, let's see the list one more time. Like,
I think you can make your case against D-Rob right now just because you haven't seen him, and you can give the flowers to somebody to get into the top 5 here, man. And then that becomes a brutal debate.
I mean, Michael Wilson, for what he's meant on and off the field, I think I could put Michael Wilson at 5. I'd have no issue doing that. I mean, Michael Wilson carried them last year at the receiver position. I mean, Sauce Gardner was on Michael Wilson for a lot of that game, wasn't he? On Sunday, like he was going up against their number 1 corner. That's the respect that they have for him. So I think we wanted to do this today to celebrate how far this franchise has come. And then you look at, let's just key in on the top 4 players on that list. McBride is one of the 3 best tight ends in the NFL. And then the next 3 players are 3 premium positions: left tackle, number 1 wide receiver, lockdown corner. I mean, you just doesn't get any better than that. And oh, by the way, their quarterback, who is not on this list, is only 27 years old. I mean, Cardinals are eating good, man, in 2024. We've been through some times on this podcast.
Well, and I think that's the most exciting part of all of this and I think we're really in the sweet spot right now, right? Like the expectations for this season, like we were excited about this team. I think it was comprised of some budding, ascending players.
Yeah.
And then, obviously the reality of the start of the season with a brutal schedule humbled this team and kind of reset those expectations, or made you kind of put them on the back burner. But like when you think about franchises and when they get to like when that window does open and then the pressure that it puts on from the fan base to the team itself, from the coaching staff to the players, like that becomes a little bit more of a messy situation to where this, like, saw somebody say like the Cardinals are almost playing with house money right now, just the way that they finished their stretch of the first 10 games of the season going into their bye, like 6-4 atop the division with a chance to come out and improve to 7-4. Like you couldn't have envisioned a better start to it. And you're just enjoying the ride. Like, sure, like there's bumps in the road. Like, hey, do you make a deal? You go through the offensive struggles and all that, but then you come out on the other side looking like the Cardinals have. And this is like a really sweet spot to be in for the Cardinals, because like no matter where they go from here, and I think people have the confidence that they're going to be able to continue to win football games and really put the pressure on to come out of the NFC into the NFC playoff picture in January. But then like anything, like then it becomes like a Texans Packers situation where no matter what you do in that during the postseason, there's going to be a lot of excitement that they can parlay into the offseason, parlay that into bigger moves, building on top of this roster that's in place, including these 10 players that we've identified, dozen players we've identified under 25 years old. It's a really fun time to be a fan. And I think people need to kind of take that in. As bad as like the end of The Office was, like where Andy says you always wish you knew when the good, like you were living in the good times.
Yeah.
Like this is like the really good times.
Yeah. This is like peak season 2, 3 of The Office, where they were, those final seasons were, the Ryan Lindley seasons, I'll call them for
man,
and Steve Carell. But no, I mean, you're 100% right. And Cardinal fans, I mean, not a lot of us were on the Twitter streets back in 98, but I would imagine like you felt really good about the trajectory of that team going to the postseason with a young quarterback and Frank Sanders, who used to be part of this show, and then it just kind of evaporated. And then since then, it's like Kurt Warner, year to year, Carson Palmer, Bruce Arians, year to year. I mean, we were fired up about Cliff and Keim and Kyler together. But then you saw what Keim did and didn't do in April, and it was like this. We're relying on Rodney Hudson's knees here. That's not a good combination.
Right.
So now it's clear. And let me point something out. I'm going to knock on a big piece of wood here. I know. Darius has been banged up. What's a big common denominator with having a young roster like this? Old players. What's the saying? Old players get hurt. Cardinals are going through a season right now, and these guys are young, they're fresh, they're energetic. Being a big reason why I think a lot of those Cliff teams would fall apart is old players. Watt would get hurt, and AJ Green and D-Hop. It's just this player, it's like these guys are in the peaks. Most of those guys on that list haven't even reached their peak yet. So feels good to be a Cardinal fan. We're going to keep go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, they're guys that aren't even eligible outside of Trey McBride for an extension until this offseason. Like, you don't even have to start thinking about paying these guys. Like, when we talk about San Francisco, we have some fun, but this is what's so great about the NFL is it's so tough to find consistent success because it's a cap league. And like when you're young players, when you hit in the draft and you develop and these guys hit and they become stars, and you got to start paying Debo. You got to start paying Kittle, and you're already paying Trent Williams, and Nick Bosa wants a contract. Then it becomes tough to kind of sift through like who you keep, who you let walk, and who you pay, because heavy is the crown when you're in contention as long as that, because people want your players and you can't keep everybody in order to, be under the cap. And the Cardinals, they don't have to think about that for a while. They can continue to draft these guys, develop them, and put themselves in a good spot. And then also be savvy this upcoming off season with all the money they want to spend, what future dollars they want to put to McBride and crew that are eligible. I mean, it's just they're in a really great spot that some franchises, including this one, hasn't been able to experience.
Never. They've never been good at drafting and developing. Cardinals have options in terms of flex prime time games. We assume they're going to get one. We're going to break down the odds, flex or flop, around the corner here on PHNX Cardinals. I'm ready to flex on our digs for our watch parties at Gila River Resorts and Casinos Wild Horse Pass. We're back there in just a couple weeks. Suns got watch parties. Big shout out to everybody who went last night with our Suns team, but let's focus on Gila River Resorts and Casinos because nobody does it better. Go all in with 4,500 slots, live table games, and more. Catch all the action at Arizona's largest sportsbook casino. Go home, be a big winner. Go big or go home. Excuse me, don't go home. Go to Gila. From upscale to approachable, casual to classy, from bar to bar none, they have the best dining options. How about Prime Ashula Steakhouse? Ever heard of it? Unprecedented level of entertainment and excitement await you with our friends at Gila, and they're going to be hosting our watch parties, PHNX Cardinals, for the rest of the year. Every single away game, plus Suns watch parties. Cardinals have 7 games left, 4 of which are on the road, so you know where we'll be. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit playathila.com, Bo, for more details.
You want to get to the next Cardinals home game? It costs you $76. We're starting to see an uptick as far as just the floor price getting in the State Farm Stadium, but the best price you're going to find is on the Game Time app. No doubt about it. So hold out hope. It's obviously the lowest and best price tickets guaranteed. Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks, where it gets tickets for your favorite live events even easier. Game Time filters out all the fluff to show you and only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. You want to go see the Cardinals, you want to go see the Suns, you want to go see ASU hoops, you want to go see GCU basketball, you want to see whatever it is. How about some live events? Johnny wants to go see Sabrina Carpenter. Good luck with that. $243 to get in the door.
Really, I've been watching. I've been trying to get tickets. They're too expensive, but I'm holding out hope Game Time's going to hook us up.
I heard Game Time pays you to go see ASU basketball games.
Wow. My goodness. They had the really hard fought loss the other day to the Zags.
Hey, our ASU Sun Devils crew, they were celebrating that loss, Damon. Like, hey, nice building block. What do you think about that?
Oh man, you guys are ruthless. But look, you want to go check it out. Johnny's he's monitoring on a daily basis. Sabrina Carpenter.
Refresh.
That's right. It's the best place you're going to be able to find it. Don't spend any time on any other ticketing app. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Redeem code PHNX gets $20 off your first purchase. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game Time.
In all seriousness, with those Sabrina Carpenter tickets, like my wife knows, like they're crazy expensive. So she's like, she's not expecting me to get them, but she just casually will just like walk by me and just be like, "Have you looked at what they cost lately? Like, can you check that? Can you call somebody?" And I'm like, "Can I call somebody with Sabrina Carpenter's people?" No, I cannot. Can I get?
I don't understand it. I mean, she can't have that big of a catalog. Like, how many songs does she have that are bangers?
Like a handful, but I think it's like the spectacle. It's like the showcase, and there's a lot of pageantry involved.
I mean, what you describe as a concert. So it's a concert.
Damon, I hate both. Like, there's a difference between like a guy up on stage with his guitar or like Sabrina Carpenter. Like, there's like a big pageantry. Yes, Bo doesn't know what that means. He's uneducated. He's just like.
I think I've probably done more music, concerts than you. I mean, no doubt about it.
What's your most recent one that you saw?
Oh God, yeah, probably not most recent. I know
which one or somebody like that. Counting Crows.
Bo and I are going to Big X the Plug in December.
Oh, I'm actually in on that.
Mesa, be there.
Because I wear a flannel, you think I'm in the grunge scene all the time?
Yes. What's that? Collective Soul or somebody like that? Just all those mid to late 90 bands. Those are Bo's favorite. Sorry, I like
bass.
Yeah, of course.
Can I just tell you guys that I couldn't tell you one Sabrina Carpenter song?
I mean, I know the one that's just Espresso. I know that.
Yeah, I've heard of that one. Yeah. I don't have no idea what it sounds like.
I'm with you, man. That's why I'm astounded that the prices are so high.
Those are some of the highest. And again, this isn't a knock against Game Time. Like, those are some of the highest tickets I've ever seen on any
Me too.
Like, if you like 2 tickets, like to at least see the stage. I know we're spending too much time on this. Like, after everything is like $1,300. And
like, here's I'll put it in context. If there was a top 25 or top 10 under 25, I wouldn't have Sabrina Carpenter on my list.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, listen. Now I like
these tickets.
What?
And she's got tickets for that much?
And it'll probably be close to sold out. We went and saw, before she got canceled, Lizzo. And like, I thought those were expensive. 2 tickets in the nosebleeds at Footprint for like $500. And I'm like, woof, Lizzo, come on. And she's at least got some bangers that you guys would know. Sabrina Carpenter, it's like, do you guys want to sit in the janitor's closet for $1,000? That's what it's like.
Yeah. I needed a video of Johnny at the Lizzo concert. I needed that. It's unfortunate we dropped the ball on that. Yeah.
Just doing this. And then like a week later, she got canceled by her backup dancers. All right, everybody drop a like on this video. So we're not going to talk about concerts anymore, but we are going to talk a little primetime action. Cardinals have had, I'm just gonna call a spade a spade. I thought it was my Prius. I used to drive a Subaru. Tate McRae guy.
Me too, Drew. Me too. I'm right there with you.
I get it.
All right. So Cardinals, the Cardinals have had 0 primetime games this year. I'm after we've experienced ESPN Plus, that did not count. Nobody saw that game.
2 million people watched.
It was a joke. And
it was 1.8 million.
It was a bad broadcast. It wasn't. The Cardinals have had 0 primetime games, which is fine. It is what it is. Cardinals are primed with a lot of these national markets like Dallas and Chicago vomiting all over themselves. Like, there's going to be some flexing out. There's flexing in if you're the Arizona Cardinals. So we're going to play a little game this year. This week, I'm going to pose something to my co-host here. It's going to be flex or flop. Not boom or doom, but flex or flop here. Are the Cardinals getting flexed? Let's start here. I'm skipping Seattle because that's just in a couple weeks, but let's do week 13, Arizona Cardinals at Minnesota Vikings. Flex or flop, Brack?
This is a game that I think is so important for the Cardinals as far as what the future is going to look like for them. If they can go on the road and take on this Vikings team and win this game, it's going to be huge for them. But how is it going to be perceived going in this game? So I'm looking at, they're not going to flex off the Bills Niners that week. They're just not. So I'm gonna flop it.
What about they can flex Monday Night Football? What's Monday Night Football?
Oh, well, I mean, they've got a team that's going to be over 500 by that point.
Oh, I think is it
Denver and Cleveland?
What is it?
It's Cleveland at Denver.
Oh, that's getting flexed. 100%. That's getting flexed out. Cleveland, bro. Jameis?
What's the criteria to flex out a Monday night game?
I think you can do it if you have a game the following Sunday that's a late kickoff, and the Cardinals do.
Okay.
So you can flex Monday Night Football. And again, I could be botching that. People can keep me honest in the chat. People are saying they can't flex Monday Night Football. You can. I think you can. You can 100% flex Monday Night Football.
Let's
people searching that in real time.
Monday Night Football weeks 12 through 17.
Yes, can be flexed.
Yeah.
This is week 13. So, Bo, with that now, would you rather watch Bo Nix and Jameis on Monday Night Football or Kyler Murray versus the red-hot Minnesota Vikings, yes, with Sam Darnold? Flex or flop week 13? What do you say?
I'm flexing it. I mean, they have a very real potential to be 7-4. The Vikings are going to be right around that, probably a 9-win team by then. Yeah, I'll flex that.
It's getting flexed. That game's getting flexed.
I don't think it's going to happen, but I would flex it.
Flex or flop. Let's go the following week, week 14, Seattle at Arizona. We'll see if Seattle can, stop wetting the bed every Sunday and get a dub. This is a team that started 3-0. Notable primetime games for that week. Sunday Night Football, LA at KC. That's not getting flexed. But again, Monday night, Bo, Cincinnati at Dallas, a big dumpster fire. Get Dallas off of my TV. Flex or flop, weeks 14.
I believe this is almost the end of their terrorist run, potentially, of Dallas being on they're going to be on Thanksgiving. I think they're on primetime this upcoming week. I think that's got a better chance to be flexed to Monday night than the previous week.
Seriously?
Okay. Because how bad that game is.
Okay.
Because you're going to have two teams under 500.
Yeah.
The Cowboys aren't going to win a game between now and then.
No, I'm with you. I think.
Let me see if is there any other. And there's no other games that are going to have that type of hype. Rams, Bills, but probably not.
Yeah.
I like that one. Flex, baby.
Yeah, flex it out. I don't know if the Cardinals are getting that game, but let's jump ahead to the marquee matchups. Week 17, Arizona Cardinals at the LA Rams. In a holiday week, it funnels over Christmas through New Year's Day. So there's going to be matchups Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Monday's not getting flexed. It's Detroit at San Fran. But Sunday Night Football, maybe the biggest stinker of all, the Dolphins at the Browns. Good Lord, how many Browns primetime games are in the latter half of the season? They expected the Browns to be good. Yeah. Bo, what say you? Flex or flop week 17? Cardinals getting on primetime.
I think isn't there options for Saturday that week too?
Yeah, we'll just make that available. A primetime game on Saturday night.
Yeah, I think I think it gets flexed into a really good spot with the matchup on the road against the Rams.
100%. All right, we'll move to the coup de grace.
These other games stink.
Yeah, and look, the Cardinals are already. If you look at the breakdown on ESPN, they're in the daytime TBD flex game window with some Giants, Patriots, Colts, Bengals. I mean, the only other good game is Atlanta, Washington, but I mean, maybe that's an early national TV kickoff, and the Cardinals are the late game on Saturday night. All right, last one, Week 18, with a potential NFC West crown at stake, Bo. The Arizona Cardinals host the San Francisco 49ers. Flex or flop, Week 18.
This is a big-time flex. I mean, I don't see any team worthy of getting flexed up that's really going to have as big of implications on the postseason as this one potentially has.
Brian's saying you can't flex Week 18. Well, they haven't even told us
they
what
have,
the game is. They get to set it.
Right.
Everybody's
TBD right now. No times are locked in. Vikings, Lions could be a big game, but there's not really anything else on this schedule that would warrant getting flexed over the Cardinals Niners potentially.
Nick Wright was on Colin Cowherd today and said that this game's getting flexed for Sunday Night Football, with Mike Tirico and company. Now we got a long way to go and injuries and
Nick Wright said that about this game?
Yeah. That this game's getting flexed for Sunday Night Football. I've talked to some people behind the scenes. The three best options for flexed for this team, Vikings, I think is a real possibility. Rams, Niners. Like Cardinals could be playing on national TV week 17 and week 8.
Only worthy games, right? Yeah. I mean, no, like the Cardinals are going to be the best team in the games coming up. Like nobody's going to want to see the Panthers play on primetime. That's not,
why not?
An indictment on the Cardinals and the Patriots. Nobody's going to want to see the Patriots play in primetime. Not a knock on the Cardinals.
We're flexing, and we're doing so on primetime. We're getting your super chats. Everybody's been super patient. Right around the corner here on PHNX Cardinals. But first, don't be patient when it comes to America's Thirst Stop. Go now, Circle K. Become a member of the Inner Circle for free. It's the free new membership program. So easy to download. All you got to do, enter your email, enter your phone number. You can do it at the pump. You're ready to go because you save 25 cents per gallon on your first 5 fill-ups when you do that. After that, it's 3 cents per gallon every single day. Gas is already super cheap with Circle K. So it's like knock it down, save money, go inside and shop the exclusive snacks, deals on deals, including a Polar Pop or Froster for just 79 cents. It's still like lingering up there into the mid to high 80s here in Arizona. Perfect time to stay hydrated for less than $1. When does anything cost $1 these days? Join the Inner Circle for free by downloading the Circle K app. Terms and conditions apply. At participating locations, visit CircleK.com, Bo, for more details.
It's got on my radar today that is the vibes are so good on this show, especially between the three hosts of it and Craig Morgan. Those vibes are going to take an immense hit as another pickleball tournament has been established and a date that you're going to want to make sure you're clear for in December 14th at Chicken and Pickle. It's the next edition of the PHNX Winter Pickleball Tournament. It's going down December 14th. Johnny, get your dad out here. Get your partner back so he can carry you along again. We doubled.
Ringer?
What's that?
His ringer.
His ringer. That's right. We doubled our field from the first tournament with 48 teams this year. All skill sets. They're welcome. PHNX prizes, food and drink specials. And guess what? The best part of it all proceeds go to Operation Santa Claus, our friends over at Sanderson Ford, annual donation drive that collects food, toys, children's clothing, and monetary donations to several Arizona charities, including St. Mary's Food Bank, Special Olympics of Arizona, Southwest Autism and Research and Resource Center, and Military Assistant Mission, and more. Sign up. Don't delay. Go phnx.com/events. We are going to do that. I'm going to be there. I'm not missing this one. And then we've got that. And then we've got week 15 as the Cardinals are going to host the Patriots the next day. It's going to be a banner weekend out there by State Farm Stadium.
You hurt my feelings just now. I did make it to the Final Four with my partner, who just so happened to be my dad, and I wasn't carried. I contributed. I thought, Bo, my dad's not going to be able to come out on December 14th. I thought, maybe you and I could pair up, but now that's hurtful. That's hurtful.
If Bo decides to show up.
That's true. It's so true, Damon.
Bo likes to talk a big game and then just bail.
He's like that kid at school. He's like, I'll meet you by the quarry later. We'll throw some rocks in the quarry, and then he doesn't show up. That's Bo Brack.
Yeah, but you know why that kid didn't show up? He got grounded.
You're always grounded.
Yeah.
No one's been more grounded than Bo Brack. Listen, I'm just being a nice guy. I'd love to play with you. I have experience. It's like we're trying to get cards, postseason experience. Like I have tournament experience. I won multiple tournament games last time, and we lost to the eventual winners of the tournament. So some would say maybe we were the second best team there.
I'm not being whatever bracket that is. I don't want to be playing against some ringers that came in just to mop the floor with everybody, like some pro pickleball players.
These guys.
I was in the advanced group. Yeah. It was a massive mistake, but the guys that were in the championship, oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, that was unbelievable to watch.
I don't want to play those guys. I want to have fun.
We had won 3, in all seriousness, we had won 3 tournament games and played those guys and didn't score a point. And I was just like, well, this is a little deflating. Let's get to your super chats, which are anything but. Everybody drop a like here on a Football Tuesday. Jason, friend of the program, kicking us off. $5. I'm officially championing the use of hashtag WTF to now mean worst to first. LFG AZ Cardinals. Worst to first. It's a win-win.
I love it. I love all the acronyms. I love the hashtags. We got WTF. We got HTL. It's all great. I love it, Jason. Thank you for your $5 super chat. How about our guy Joey Kennedy? Any chance we get flex in the prime time this year? Yep, just went through it. Appreciate the $1.99 super chat, Joey. Continuing it going on here, Johnny.
Fan the Cardinal fan, $2. Use Johnny B promo code at Blue Chew and got 95% off. Can I just say, when what's his name said Johnny's got go get the EV, I thought it said ED, and I'm like, I got EV and ED. I guess I do. I do both of those ad reads sometimes. Thank you so much for that, Josh. Espada, $4.99. Glad JV and I have stood so firm, backs against the wall, us versus the world in defense of Monty and Browning. Don't check his tweets or my 100%. Nobody's been a bigger supporter than Baron Browning of me. Here's what I wanted, though. I wanted just to kind of level set expectations. Like, hey, everybody, it's a really nice addition, but guy's not going to go off for 6 sacks. Like, and I think I even predicted, I'm like, he'll probably have like 2 pressures, and that's what he did.
Gannon said on Monday that Baron Browning was going to be one of the few guys that's not going to get too much downtime during the bye week. I wish they had just brought Johnny in to be the offensive lineman that Baron Browning could have just bulldozed over and over and over again for the next 7 days.
Just replay all my takes and my tweets for that guy. He just starts vicious. He comes out of the bye and he's got like 20 sacks to end the year, and because I motivated him. I have motivated him. If you're watching with our friends at Samsung, be sure to jump over to gophnx.com. Become a diehard. Again, if you're on Samsung, the party continues with our super chats, and hit that like button. Gophnx.com. Read Craig Morgan's work. Perfect time to become a diehard. Let's keep these going. ARZ6285, $2. Bo, did you see Florio actually praise the Cardinals?
No, I kind of muted Florio. It was like fooled me once, fooled me twice kind of thing, and I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna pay attention any longer.
He had the Cardinals last in his power rankings to open up this season. Like that was a thing that happened. See, like the Cardinals may not be some world beater, and they may end up with like 9 or 10 wins.
Yeah,
there are so many unwatchable teams in the NFL, and the fact that like people thought that the Cardinals were gonna be one of those teams, that's what blew our mind when we were doing all of the preview shows this offseason. People were like, "Oh yeah, Arizona, 5 to 6 wins." It's like, bro, what? The Giants, the Jets, the Raiders had no plan.
They nearly went 4-4 with Kyler returning last year with one of the worst rosters in the league. They were so well coached, and they improved their roster. Not improved it to where like they're going to go from, worst to first potentially and make a deep run in the postseason, but a team that's going to make some noise, that's going to contend for a playoff spot and maybe win a game or two in January. How about Biscuits in the Bear? Love our guy Biscuits in the Bear. Future stars, I believe, is what he meant. Do you think K1? Oh no, future stats. Do you think K1 breaks 4K yards, Connor 1K rushing, and McBride 1K yards in 7 games? I don't think the 4K passing is going to happen.
Connor's a lock.
Yeah,
barring injury. McBride is on pace for over 900, but I think it's going to be tough because I think Michael and Marvin are going to have resurgence in their passing attributes. I think as more teams drop coverage to Trey, Marvin and Michael are going to be the benefactors. I don't think K1, based off of how the season has gone, is going to throw for 4,000 yards. I think you're going to see probably 3,500 plus 700 rushing with over 30 touchdowns. I think something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Connor's the smart bet there. Second consecutive season, by the way, that it would be 1K on the ground. Our guy Shaft, $25. Been so generous with his super chats lately. Thank you so much, Shaft. Let's enjoy the bye week as we boast the best O-line run blocking win rate in the NFL, 73%. We also have not allowed a TD in the last 3 games at home. You have to go back to 1926 to equal that. Love these birds. Sunglasses emoji.
They're a team that, in all seriousness, you can be proud to root for. The makeup is good stuff. It's not fool's gold. I remember Shaft when Bo and I had kind of heard rumblings of the offensive line coach that they were going to get, and he was from Cleveland. He had worked with Froldholt, and you just knew the makeup of the Browns O-line. Sign me up for that. But could they contextualize it and reform it with a bunch of spare parts? And they have well exceeded my expectations to the point where Paris is a future Pro Bowler. Froldholt got an extension. Evan Brown looks like somebody you have to re-sign. Tristan Colon, we do not talk enough about. And this is no disrespect to Will Hernandez. Tristan Colon has been one of the best right guards in the NFL since Will Hernandez went down. And then, Bo, I saw this today. I don't know if you saw this. PFF, 0 pressures allowed last week. Kelvin Beachum, one of 6 tackles. I mean,
wow.
It's coaching, yes, but man, they know how to identify talent that fits their scheme.
Clayton Adams doing incredible work there for the Arizona Cardinals as their offensive line coach. Let's keep it going with the super chats. BA, Brian, hope you're feeling better, bud. Coming off back surgery. Johnny doesn't know what a fraud is. A fraud is someone who gives out cards bets that don't hit. Wonder who that was weeks 1 through 8.
We've scrubbed those videos from our YouTube library. The only thing we do have is to check receipts. Hold or fold the line, 2 for 2. And then my game predictions for the better part of the last month have been white flipping hot. And our friends at Bet365, our boosted bets have been really hot. So, I'm not doing the math here, but since early October, probably the hottest better in the company right now.
I'd say 60% at least.
Yeah, that's a professional gamble.
Hovering around 60%. I mean, I went 3 for 3 over the weekend.
Nobody saw that.
Okay. Loso, $2. We see this one. If Johnny gets a truck, it will be electric.
Yeah, the vibes will be electric, not the car. We're going to have electric vibes when I get my Ford F-150. Can you just imagine me getting out of a Ford F-150 and I just and try to put the gas in it and then climb back into it?
Don't they make electric Raptors, Bo? Do you know?
I don't know, but that'd be pretty elite. Kyler Plummer, without Tip, this offense doesn't work.
I mean, it worked last year without Tip, but I see what you're saying. Are you willing to say, let me pose this to my co-host. Schwame boy. Do you believe the Tip Ryman pick was a hit? Can you say that was a hit of a pick based on what he's being asked to do?
Yeah, I mean, but it's still, as far as what you're going to get, 82nd overall, top 100 pick.
I mean, that's a high draft pick.
Yeah, do you take a blocking tight end who is just strictly blocking tight end? Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, you still get, elite blocking from him and a great teammate. But I think like if you talk to most people and like you just watch it, as soon as draft season really kicks in, you're not going to see blocking tight ends projected in the top 100 of anybody's mock drafts. You're just not.
So PFF is a huge fan of Tip, which doesn't matter. Like his number, you got to watch the games with your eyes. So Tip has been averaging throughout the course of this year, I just did the math, about 17 to 18 snaps per game. He's getting about 17 to 18, but you feel like he impacts those snaps. So I think it's going to be much easier to swallow if Taylor Demerson's a hit, if Trey Benson's a hit, if Max Melton's a hit. It was the ultimate. My name is Monty Ossenford. I have 4 third-rounders. Yeah. Screw it and screw you. I'm going to do what I want. And kudos to him.
Yeah.
I'm sure they tell you this is exactly what we wanted. Isn't it great? This is who we wanted. This is where we wanted to get him. And listen, I can't argue with the results right now. They're the best running team in the NFL outside of Baltimore.
You're going into the Circle K. You got a 20 spot, burning a hole in your pocket, and you're like, let's get the essentials. Let's get the Polar Pop. Let's get myself a protein bar, and then let me get one of the blocking tight ends over there, and then we'll take a 4th round safety.
What it is? You know what it is? You're going to the movie theater. You're going to pay high prices for the concessions, but you're like, I'm here for the experience. I'm here for the Drew Petzing offensive experience. And for that, I need a blocking tight end. Let's get the best one who's 23 years old. I know I'm going to pay $150 or $150 on the dollar, whatever it is. But whatever adjective you want to use to explain it, like it has worked out for them. Now, do you hope that he can become developed as a receiver? I think that's the next step that they take this offseason. But here's the deal. Higgins is on a rookie deal. He's not going anywhere. Trey McBride's about to sign most lucrative contract, maybe for a tight end in NFL history. Then there's Trey. It's just like, hey, Trey, you're a fullback. You're an H-back. You're our 3rd tight end. And we love you for it.
BA coming back, $2. Now do your favorite Steve K draft picks.
Trey McBride.
Budda Baker.
Kyler Murray.
There you go.
Pretty good ones.
David Johnson.
Tyrann Mathieu. And then
I think
we're about to
maybe throw a DJ Humphries in there.
Yeah.
Man, Keim knew how to get like a star player in though, right? Like he got some impactful players. He just really couldn't the depth and like the back end of drafts, like just never hit on a single guy.
We have a high right now with this season, and that's when the high should come. It's hard to replicate in the offseason when you see a tweet that your franchise got Chandler Jones or DeAndre Hopkins. Like those are highs that are impossible to emulate. And the Chandler Jones trade in particular, it was a master stroke by him.
Well, the D-Hop thing also, like it started off as, hey, they got rid of David Johnson's bad contract. And you're like, oh, so there was a taker and you got DeAndre Hopkins.
Give up a pick to dish his salary.
Yeah. Chris, $2. Austin Fort, we trust.
He's pretty good at his job. Pretty good at his job.
Full apology you can check out from yesterday's show.
I never apologize. CBK, $2. By the way, CBK, I think I just saw you on the Twitter streets. Do we have the best tight end, wide receiver, safety groups in the NFL? They have the best tight end room. Safety group, I'd have to look. I don't know the other position groups well enough. Wide receiver room, no. I think Minnesota's got the best wide receiver room, probably.
So Jefferson and Addison, you think?
They got somebody. Who's their 3rd? They got somebody else in there.
I think there's a handful of teams that have better receiver groups
Miami's
this year.
Got really good receivers, even though Waddle keeps dropping.
How about the Bengals?
Yeah, LA.
Oh, yeah. Jamar Chase, the best receiver in the league this year. T. Higgins has been great when he's been healthy.
Are they going to re-sign T. Higgins? Doesn't feel like it.
No.
Jordan Addison, Justin Jefferson. I thought they had another guy, Jalen Nailor. He was played at Michigan State. He was all right.
Naylor. I think that in Green Bay's got some good receivers, don't they? I mean, like what Jaden Reed's doing. I mean, I think Marv is still finding his way. Yeah, Eagles have some good wide receivers.
You know what? It probably is Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Gross. You're right, Damon. Libertarian Sasquatch. My dad and I were saying we're a star defensive end away. I think like a star defensive end plus another defensive end and another D tackle. Like they don't have to be stars, but they gotta be able to help you. But we said it on yesterday's show, and Bo and I'll bang this drum here from now until March. I think they're going to be major players to trade for if they're available. We can't force it.
Yeah.
If a star, you put in the super, and I emphasize superstar defensive end, if they're available and it makes sense, the Cardinals will pursue that. Especially if this pick, 20-something, see ya, bye, have a pick.
And now they have like the cachet, right? They've got the allure. Like you're gonna like people are back on the K1 train.
Yep.
They see what he's doing. They see, what Jonathan Gannon's all about, and then they're seeing the results. They're seeing the results in the standings, and it's just like the Texans from last season. Like they're going to be the trendy team this offseason. Like, are you going to be the player that's going to say, "Hey, he was the guy that they were that player away," and they're going to be able to go dollar for dollar with anybody as far as negotiations. But I think they're going to get an opportunity based on their performance from this season.
Do not discount, and I know we're fast forwarding to free agency here, a marquee addition at edge rusher, and also maybe a 1-year deal for Hassan Reddick to come here, rebuild his image publicly and nationally with Jonathan Gannon, who they still have a very close relationship. Hey, come get 15 sacks, go cash in 2026 or whatever it is. Don't discount that. Who's giving Hassan Reddick a big multi-year deal after this year? Maybe nobody. Don't discount that happening.
And that's where you can send a thank you card, edible arrangement, whatever it may be, to the Jets and be like, hey, thanks for your organizational malpractice with this one. Richard, 199. How much money do we eat if SMB is cut or traded?
Oh, I can tell you right now with our friends at overthecap.com. So the Cardinals signed Sean Murphy-Bunting, I believe it was a 3-year contract. So he's under contract through 2026. If they cut him this offseason, they have $8.5 million in dead money and only $1.5 million in savings. So I don't think they're cutting him. You've got a cap number of $10 million. That's doable. I think if you cut him, it would be the next year where you'd have $2 million in dead money compared to $7.5 million in savings. He's going to be on the roster through next year. Listen, and I read something today where like his best football typically comes underneath. So if Starling Thomas and Max Melton can play high-end outside corner, can he just be a rotational guy underneath? Because he clearly can't play outside corner right now. I also think, Bo, Gannon would tell you privately and publicly, let's help Sean. Let's get a pass rush in here. Like, let's see what these guys can do. Let's give them an offseason.
I think there's more confidence from the team, the coaching staff, in SMB than there is from the
other corners are making no money, so you can totally keep him on the roster.
Right. Keep it going here with super chats. Got our guy Iron with the Iron Man picture here. $5. If the Cards want to make it to the playoffs and to the Super Bowl, they need to play every game as if it was their own Super Bowl. 11 more SB to go.
I think 5 wins gets you the division title, regardless of if you beat San Francisco. Like I think if the Cardinals win 5 of the next 6, that last game means nothing for San Francisco, because I don't think the Niners are doing that. The more and more we think about it, this Seattle team is not, you need to sweep the Seahawks. And then I think the one loss that you can sustain is at Minnesota, because it's not been a good place for AZ. But then it's like Carolina, New England, that trash Rams team that's dead that we watched last night. Like those are your 5 wins. And then you're at 11 wins and you've won the NFC West.
Yeah. Jake Miller, $5. Thoughts? Let's see. Thoughts on Drecke stating Garrett Williams will replace Budda at safety if he leaves in free agency. Seems outlandish to say.
It's just a wildly inaccurate, uneducated statement.
You just don't understand what positions those two players play.
They have the safety in Taylor Demerson. They have Jalen Thompson. Garrett Williams is one of the highest rated cover corners this year. You don't take that and move him to safety.
Yeah.
You take that when you lose your legs maybe at like 30, 31 and you have to transition to Next super chat. We're not mad at you.
Let's take him from a premium position and put him at an unpremium position.
Let's take Marvin Harrison Jr. and have him be the 4th tight end behind Tip Ryman. That's like this. That's like the same thing. Low Dog, $5. I made the trip from Ohio for my first Cards home game on Monday Night Football, and the Cards haven't lost since.
Boom.
This momentum going, boys. Love that, Low Dog. And I also love the Cardinals are rewarding people for going to their home games, watching good football again. Let's keep it up. Like, I love our friends at Game Time. Like, if those tickets go up, that's good news for this fan base because the good vibes are back. I don't want to see any Niner fans. I know it's not realistic in that Week 18 matchup, but the Cardinals need to reward their fan base. The home field advantage, it's returned.
Start to purge State Farm Stadium of opposing fans. It's time to do that. It's long past. It's long overdue. Yanks, $199. A lot of K1 MVP talk in the national media. Love to see it. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Kai Mara, $4.99. Apologies if I mispronounced that. My brother and I were in Miami with you. Tried to warn you Monty has a plan. Best show around. By the way, our nickname for the secondary is the Bird Fellas. Right. Love that. I'd love to be warned by Monty Austin Ford that he has a plan. And I've been overly critical of how he's delved into free agency, but can't argue the results. Too good.
Love the entire crew in Miami that was there with True Fan Travel. Had a
family
blast.
For life.
That's right.
I would argue.
Memorable experiences. That's what they were. So out there on the booze cruise, out there at the tailgate, just hanging, talking some ball. Jeremy Bailey. I like this request. Hashtag Waffle Watch has to be a weekly 2-minute segment. We got 2 minutes. We got 2 really good minutes.
Somebody in the comments yesterday, though, said it's when the guys get off track, I got to turn it off. So we'll do Waffle House standing right now.
Okay.
For PHNX Sports. Bo and I are in the playoff picture. Bo is 5th. I'm 6th. But I have 5 wins. What separates 6th and 12th is only 2 wins. Anthony Totri, who I did dog walk this week, is in last place. He's 3-7. Shane Diefenbach, who I am openly rooting for to go to Waffle House, is 11th. Kev and Damon, sweet baby Dame, who's lost 2 straight, now 9th overall. I would like to point out, and nobody has said this because of course they haven't, I have scored the most points in the league, and I have had, it looks like, the 2nd most points scored against me. So just throwing, Bo Brack has scored 1,205 points. I've scored 1,428 points. Just saying.
Johnny, I put 200 on you. I beat the living
hell out of you. That was an outlier week. Everybody can have an outlier week.
Outlier week, and I've got a better record.
Outlier week.
You just admit that I'm better. Like you,
no, you're not better than me.
You frame that. They think that you and I are the one and the same. Never. I have a better record than you. You're 500. Never. You're 1 game away from being under 500.
You have one win ahead of me. You're like the Eagles. Your fraud strength of schedule. I'm over here playing. I got a 600 strength of schedule. Bo Peterson, $10. Thank you so much, Bo. There's your 2-minute segment.
1,000 strength of schedule when you face me, buddy.
Never.
When you face me, you're never winning. That's how daunting your strength of schedule is.
Damon, I hate this man. I wish this man would go to Waffle House now. I'm late.
Not buttons on the table for your boy over here.
Yeah, we're sitting here. We're talking about, we're arguing outside of Waffle House with no threat of going in. And Damon's sitting there shaking. He's talking to the host. Like, I might want that booth or
I'll never forget at the bar. Nobody knows this. 2 years ago, Bo was like a game away from Waffle House. And we all strategized to help target players on the free agent wire. We collectively as a group elevated and lifted him up. And then last year, I'm in the slums, and my co-host is just laughing at me from the penthouse. He's like, I hope you go.
The chat.
Yeah.
100%.
And it's like, we're telling him, hey, pick up Justin Fields 2 years ago. He's running around. He's doing some things, and he barely got out of Waffle House. Now I'm just, find out who your friends are, I guess.
That story is
exactly
very little of it is true. It's very inaccurate.
Bo Peterson,
real quick. Just killer last week. Lost to Max by 11. Max is in first place.
Gross.
Patrick Mahomes missed Xavier Worthy on a 51-yard touchdown pass, wide open, 12 points. Cost me everything. The whole week right there. One play.
Damon, have you ever not been in Waffle House running? Like, I feel like you and I, outside of this year, every year you and I are down there.
Yeah, 2 years in a row I've been down there. I mean, I really feel like we have some talent on the squad. Jaden Daniels, Justin Jefferson, Puka Nacua. Like the boys have some talent. Yeah. It's just they haven't put it together yet on the field.
Damon, you let me know what I can do to help you. Unlike my co-host here, if you want to go treasure troving around my bench, I'm open to whatever you need, my friend. Bo Peterson, $10. I'm late. Not sure how much you talked about the K1 hit. Not at all, actually. The season could have been over. Yeah, it was times were tough. Watch JT O'Sall break it down, and it was bad. Can't happen. Guaranteed teams are looking at that play. I mean, everybody's trying to get a hit on Kyler Murray.
Yeah.
I mean, if he takes one of those once every 10 games, I think the Cardinals would take that. They've got a pretty good hit rate, no pun intended, on keeping him upright.
I mean, in his post-game presser, he's like, I'm very rarely get hit like that. He doesn't get squared up. And was it a lapse in pre-snap? Sure, those happen. It's part of the game. Like sometimes you just don't pick things up. To say that defenses are going to be able to prey on that, I think that's a little bit too much for my taste.
But you know what? I mean, we don't want to.
What did he do after that? And like, credit to Drew Petzing for putting him in an unbelievable situation and led to the Marv touchdown.
Card Oso, $199. Cord Oso, flying from West Texas to Seattle from our Cards. Heck yeah. I would love to go to Seattle for a road game one of these days. I know Craig Morgan, our PHNX Cardinals beat reporter, check out his work right now. Go PHNX.com, is going to go. But that's a bucket list game for sure for us. So you have a great time, Cord, and let us know how things are. Send us a picture on Twitter while you're there.
You want to sit in the rain? What is it? Taboo's Tidbits? Taboo's Tidbits. There it is. Shout out to Nick Rollis and the Cards defense. AZ has legit Super Bowl chances this season. If Kyler keeps balling, AZ will be there in the end. Special season.
I mean, like, can they keep this like being one of the hottest teams in the NFL? Like, I do think it's funny. Like, people are like, yeah, they have a ceiling on what they can do. It's like, I don't know if they win the NFC West and they get a home playoff game and they host like one of these kind of middling teams that stacked a bunch of wins early in the season, like a Washington, who I'd love to play again. Yes, Cliff. And then, or like,
here's what I'll say about that, Johnny. Like, I think you need to get to 3. You need to be the third best division, you need to be, as far as the division winners go, you need to get ahead of the NFC South team. Like that, because when you're the 4 seed and you're the last winning division team, I think that puts you in a tough position, because you're playing usually like the team that's better than the worst division winning team. Like you're usually facing a team that won 11 games, 12 games, and just probably got stuck behind a team like the Chiefs or the Bills.
All right, let me ask you then. Let's assume Lions win their division, Eagles win their division, Falcons, right, Cardinals. Just like it is. Who would you rather play? Vikings, who I think are going to make it, Commanders, who I think are going to make it, and then the Packers. Who would you play out of those 3 teams?
I would rather play the Vikings, and that's how it stands right now. But we'll see how it plays out. I think your best bet, like where you're playing the second wild card team, in this, because the Lions are going to get the bye most likely, right? So then you're going to have, we'll see what happens between the Eagles and the Commanders this Thursday.
Oh, Eagles will win that game.
If you can get up to 3, and you're facing the 6th team in the NFC, I think that's way better than facing like the first team that's not a division winner at 5.
I think the NFC playoff picture is over, and it's 8 teams battling for 7 spots. I think the Bears are the 9th team ranked in the NFC right now. That's a joke. The Rams are dead. The Seahawks are dead.
I'm not counting the Bucs out. I think the Bucs still have a chance to. Their schedule thins out. They're going to get healthier. Mike Evans is coming back after the bye.
Bro, the Bucs?
Yeah.
6-4. They got room for one more loss. Yeah, you're right. Look at this schedule. Giants, Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, Cowboys, Panthers, Saints. Okay. How do I sign up for that? Let me read that again. Giants, Panthers, Raiders, Chargers, Cowboys, Panthers, Saints. My God.
Bye week this week, and then Danny Dimes, Bryce Young, whoever's at quarterback for the Raiders, then probably, I think they could still beat the Chargers, even though the Chargers are, they're 6-3. They'll kick the crap out of the Cowboys and they'll kick the crap out of the Panthers and Saints. Like, they could very well just lose one game the rest of the way.
You think there's a possibility the Cardinals could be a wild card team this year? Or do you feel like the path to the postseason has to be the NFC West?
They absolutely could be. Like, you don't want it, but that's going to come pretty late down the schedule here. I mean, if they're going to slip up and lose their grasp, that would mean they'd have to lose one of the Seattle games. They'd have to lose the Vikings game. Or something unforeseen, like they would lose the game against the Patriots or the Panthers. But like the teams that they're going to really, like, the next of the 7 games, there are 3 games where I think that they won't be favored potentially between the Vikings, the Rams, and the Niners. But outside of that, they should be favored to win the other ones.
I think they're going to be favored against at this rate with Minnesota. I think there's a chance they could be favored
on the road.
Game. Have you watched the Vikings? Like, they're almost losing to Mac Jones. I mean, the Jets were just favored in Arizona. Like, Vegas does some wild stuff. We're doing wild stuff, great stuff at gophnx.com. Check out Craig Morgan's work. Become a diehard, as I mentioned earlier in the show. Perfect time. Get your gear right now. Shop the number 18 collection. We're cooking up the best content, the best articles, the best access, exclusive member Discord, all that and more by becoming a diehard. You will not want to miss it. I'm fired up, man. This team, how about this? This bye week, we're sitting in first place at 6-4. Who would have thought? Look at us. Not me. Not me.
Look at us.
Look at us.
Look at this, Damon. Look at that. The MHJ t-shirt. You should have that in your closet. Look at us. We're on the Tonight Show. We're
boom.
Look at us, guys.
Yeah.
Just a couple guys in first place. Just a couple big boys in first place.
Some of us pretty big.
Damon
for sure.
Damon has the Rizzler with his little legs. I texted Bo, Damon, they posted a video today that almost has me out on the Costco family. It's so bad. And it's not like so bad it's good. It's almost like I need to unfollow.
You won't, though. You never will.
I'll never log off. I'll never unfollow. Everybody needs to like this video. Subscribe to PHNX Sports here on YouTube. We got 900 people watching. Get your butts over to the YouTube stream. Drop a like. The goal is 500 likes on a football Tuesday. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your top 10 under 25 for the Arizona Cardinals and which game you feel like is going to be flexed or flopped for the Arizona Cardinals down the stretch. We got 7 chances to get flexed after that snafu on ESPN Plus, Bo.
Well, and I was going to say also, what team you want the Cardinals to potentially face in the playoffs? I mean, who do you want to face out of the NFC? There's so many options. Chime in, jump into the conversation. Even more so, we love being a part of this Cardinals community, all because of each and every one of you people out there. The diehards, special group, and so is Johnny Venerable, so is Damon, Dawg, and Craig Morgan. Make sure you're checking them all out. Their tweets: Craig S. Morgan, Johnny Venerable, David Dawg, Bo Brack, at PHNX_Cardinals, Twitter and Instagram. You got to check out this video that Damon spliced together recently about Trey McBride. Can't stop hurdling, folks. Word is he's out there on his bye week, just hurdling people on the streets of Phoenix. We got to keep tabs on our guy, Trey McBride, but you can see that video where he just tosses Sauce Gardner and makes a big play for the Cardinals.
Hopefully he's not doing that to people, random people on the streets of Phoenix, just sending him into the core of the earth.
Little boy, as Paris said 2 weeks ago, he just threw him down like a little boy. That's what Trey does to people. Sorry, got lost in the sauce, literally. Don't get lost on that like button. Subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. We're back on a football Wednesday with Hold or Fold the Line. Can I make it 3 in a row? Will I go Carolina again?
Yeah,
let's do it. For Bo, Damon, I'm Johnny. We'll see you tomorrow.
We all silly like the mayor.